Hello folks, I don't know if you can see me or not. I will find out soon enough. Going to do a little bit of housekeeping here to see if I can find out, first of all, which channel I'm on. I was hoping to be on Modern Rock Talk, but I have a feeling this is going up elsewhere. It's going over on Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk instead of Modern Rock Talk. We will just see about that. Yeah, it kind of looks that way. Okay, well, hold on just a second while I get my bearings here. Let me see, am I live over here? No, am I live over here? Let me see here. Oh yeah, look at that, I am live. Okay, good. Wrong channel, but that's okay. I hope you forgive me. If you can see me, that's great. Let me just do a little bit of housekeeping here again to make sure all is well. Here, where is... Sorry, I don't do this often enough, apparently. So, all right, if you can see me, great. I don't think that I have my captions, but let me see if I can pull up the actual live. Let me shut this off so it doesn't do something really strange. But if you can see me, that's great. I'm going to check right now to see if I can get online and take a look at my own captions. Like I say, I'm just not doing this enough. All right. So if you're watching, thank you for watching. Looks to me like any comments are going to come in about 30 seconds late. Sorry about that. But I thought, and this was supposed to go on Modern Rock Talk, but you know, I don't know what I'm doing. I haven't done enough lives lately to be able to go right in. So I'm just going to do it here. Maybe I will post it later on Modern Rock Talk as well. But I just thought I would talk a little bit. I kind of ran out of time today. There wasn't time to make a proper video. And it's also not quite time to do a warning roundup yet, although there is a lot of little bits and pieces that I wanted to make you aware of. One is there is a magazine article now, an interview with Revolver, and that's very worthwhile. It's pretty lengthy. Okay, so if you haven't seen that yet, you probably want to check that out. Once this live is done, I'll put it in the description for you. Another thing that happened is Everything's Falling has a little teaser out now, the actual song, the title track to the album. And I've heard it. It's just a tiny thing, so I'll leave a link to that as well. Also, I noticed that a Russian fan went to Poland and to the Munster show and has a vlog about that. I wanted to look at that at some point in the future. I'm traveling a lot this week, so it's going to be very difficult for me to put up proper content on this channel, just so you know. But there are those little tidbits having to do with the warning. Okay. Also worth noting, not necessarily warning related, but the fact is that Band-Maid is going to be coming through soon. So if you are interested in seeing Band-Maid and you're in the US, you might want to check those tour dates. The same is true of Mission Souls. They're coming in September. It looks so far like they're not really going past the Mississippi River, but we shall see what happens there. Hey there, Still Racer, and hey there, Joe G. Wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah, if they come east, if Mission Souls come east, we're definitely, or at least I'm going to try to go see them. Adrian doesn't really travel, so that's the thing with him. But he is a fan of music, so we'll see. Maybe if they come to Boston or something, I can get him to go to a show. That would be a lot of fun. So today, I also put up on the regular Glenn and Adrian channel the Saltillo show that the warning played when they were coming out of the pandemic. This is a famous show that I think doesn't really get recognized by a lot of fans today. Possibly because they came a little too late to know about it. Possibly because it's all in Spanish. I don't know exactly. I mean, of course the songs aren't, but all of the chatter, of course, is in Spanish because they're right there in Saltillo. That's about 50 miles away, I think, from Monterrey, their hometown, so northern Mexico. So it makes sense. It stands to reason. But we enjoyed looking at that. We already reacted to it last December. So I've put our playlist for those reactions in the cards of the actual live video. Let me know what you've thought of that if you've seen it. It's a 2-camera edit, but they're 2 pretty good cameras, and I got pretty good sound out of it as well. And I'm hoping that that can join Pier 17 as 2 really important full concert videos, edits of things that maybe people wouldn't have normally seen. So that's my hope. So, as you may have noticed if you're a Modern Rock Talk subscriber, I haven't been posting as much there this summer. I just got to a point where I couldn't really post as much on both channels anymore, at least not until the warning is active again. That might make it a little bit easier. But just so you know, there were a couple of reasons that I stopped putting up, for the most part, interviews over on Modern Rock Talk. I think a few people have wondered about that. Maybe some of you have noticed that I got rid of about 100 interviews, something like that, over on that channel. There were 2 specific things that happened that caused me to do that and kind of reassess the content I was putting up over there. It turns out that sometimes interviewers are not happy to see reactions of their content. I got one in particular who actually came to me and was very upset, even though I had taken about a 10-minute piece out of an hour-long interview that he had done with a famous person. This is somebody who's very well connected. He's a producer in Hollywood and works at some of the big studios there that we've all heard of, talks and is friends with a lot of big stars, people that we know. But I'm not going to mention him. But he was so mad, and he was calling it stealing. And, as I thought about it, I thought, okay, maybe interviews really shouldn't be viewed in the same way as a song, However, there is already something in place to handle those. I just don't know that a lot of interviewers are actually doing it. It's the YouTube copyright system, getting a copyright idea and all that. And so he asked me for some money. He actually struck the channel and demanded it and said, I can actually strike you a second time for something else on here. And so I called him up, and we had what was actually a fairly affable conversation. Once all was said and done. He even dropped the amount that he was asking for. But I decided to pay him in that instance just because I decided to take it as a life lesson. Maybe I should be a little bit more careful about that. Now, he's the only person in the whole time on either channel that has ever come out and said, hey, what are you doing? Why are you looking at my interview? Everybody else, generally when they find it, they're glad about it. They say, hey, thank you for featuring this. But legally speaking, that doesn't really amount to much. So I thought, okay, I better drop the liability by taking down some of the interviews that could come back to be a problem. And so that's why I don't do that anymore. A second thing happened after that really cemented it for me. And it was totally innocent. It was another strike to the channel. And it involves somebody I'm actually sort of not super happy. Well, I'm not going to say unhappy, but I want to be careful about mentioning his name because it's somebody everybody knows. He's a great guy. I'm talking about Javier Paniagua. Excellent interviewer, does amazing work on YouTube. I have looked at some of his interviews in the past, and they go over well with the fans. And to my knowledge, he was perfectly okay with my doing that. So I got a strike from him one day. And I'm like, what? And so, I was like, huh? I was very surprised. And I instantly went through, took down everything that he had up because I took it to mean that he was personally offended that I had put up some of his content. This was not the case, by the way. But that was my first thought was, okay, we have to do something about this. I'm certainly not going to offend Javier if I can possibly avoid it. So I took everything down. So if you've gone looking for any of those interviews, you won't find them anymore. And I'm not going to put them back up. Again, that's not because of Javier personally. But I reached out to him after having done this, and I let him know. I said, hey, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to offend you, by doing this. I've learned my lesson. I've taken everything else down, and it won't happen again. So I get this note back from him in less than an hour, and he's like, Oh my gosh, I am so sorry that that happened. That wasn't supposed to happen. I'm actually a huge fan of your channel. He's saying this to me, which was extremely flattering. He goes, I actually love your reactions, love everything you're doing there. Keep up the work, the good work. It turns out that he had hired a company that was looking for his content on YouTube, and he was unaware that they were handing out strikes. And so, so he got the strike removed like that, and he was very apologetic about it. He's a very classy guy. I just want to put that out there. Nothing but love for Javier here. He took care of the situation. He assured me, no, this was actually a mistake. I actually love your content. That shouldn't have happened. I'm sorry about that. Keep up the good work, etc. And so I said, thank you very much, Javier. I'm very much a fan of yours as well. So just the fact that he's got a company looking for his content now tells me, well, there's always the possibility, if I were to look at other content of his, that the same thing could happen again. And I just don't want to burden him by asking him again to take down something else in the future. And so I'm just going to avoid his content. But again, he makes great content, and he is a stand-up guy. I was really, really amazed at how he handled the whole situation. I was actually in shock, especially after the other guy, So that's why I'm not doing interviews, or at least complete interviews anymore on this channel. I just think it's better in general from a liability standpoint, and also just to keep the peace, because it's possible that other people weren't happy about it, but just weren't telling me about it. And I don't want that situation either, So I'm looking for other ways to feature content, but what this does mean is that it makes it a lot harder to put up new content every day regarding the warning. And I am looking out for content that I can feature for other artists that are making music today. I mean, there are some out there, of course. It's a little tricky, I don't necessarily want to just start posting gossip. I want to put up stuff that has substantial worth, and maybe something that you can read in a year and or watch in a year, and you'll enjoy watching it, maybe learn something. And hey, Backstage Recordings, how you doing? Really, Nostra Thomas, that is really good to know. I took down hers too, even though I had a feeling she probably didn't mind. Maybe I'll put hers back up. I'd like to see if I can find a clip of her saying that. Just to make sure, because again, I'm happy to do it so long as everybody's happy with me doing it. And that is the main concern there. I will still do little bits and pieces here and there of interviews. There are a few that have come out lately, and I haven't reacted to them, but maybe I'll take little pieces or highlights or something like that. As you know, I do the warning roundup every so often. There hasn't been a need to have one in a little while since they've been off the road, but a lot of little tiny things have come out. There was this very little girl named Adelina that did a kerosene cover, and it was hilarious because I think she's about 4 years old, and she's like, "Were you talking to me?" It was just like, oh. There's that Revolver article, and I definitely recommend that. I took a look at that. I don't know if they would like me reading it online, so that's why I'm not doing that. And a couple of other little shorts and things have come out as well. But I think the biggest news was the Everything's Falling teaser. There's about 10 seconds of the actual song, the title song of the album, Everything's Falling. And I'm sure you can find that easily if you're looking, but I will put it in the description after I'm done recording this. But I just thought maybe you would like to know about some of these things. And it seemed like a good time to do it. Like I say, I'm about to travel, so I'm not sure if I'm going to have anything else up on Modern Rock Talk soon. In a few days, I'll try to put something up. But I know I was doing it daily. It's gotten a lot harder to do it daily for a number of reasons. Hey, Oregon. Nice to see you. And Monster Scrub. Good to see you, too. And Brian, how you doing? So Oregon has seen the teaser for Everything's Falling. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about that album. I think it's going to be a good one. Meanwhile, I highly recommend that Saltillo gig, the Saltillo show of The Warning. It was so much fun to react to last year, and I remembered it being of pretty good quality. I hadn't put together an edit before. I did that yesterday, actually. I said, you know what? I've got to do this. It's too good a show to let it languish in obscurity. So, and if all of you have some idea of another show you might want me to look at, by all means, tell me about it. I'm able to kind of use some of that knowledge of The Warning and their shows and their whole stage show and everything they've done over the last several years that we have accumulated over time doing all of these reactions on the Glenn and Adrian channel. I mean, we're up to something like 800 over there. So I've learned a lot. I know when they do their little tricks with the head and just a lot of things like that. And it's so much fun to go back and relive those shows and to try to find footage and to try to get the sound right so that it's something that future generations can enjoy, so it doesn't just sit kind of obscurely on YouTube somewhere. And they played so many shows, but whenever there's something truly spectacular like that one or like Pier 17, it's just good to get it out there, make sure it gets out there. Hey there, Wayne. How you doing? Good to see you. So that was really it. I just wanted to kind of get some of this out there for you, kind of explain what's been going on Modern Rock Talk. It's going to remain. It's just right now with summertime and with other things going on and also with the interviews kind of off the table now for the most part. There's more for me to think about how I'm going to put up useful content for you all. So don't worry, but yeah, August may be a little bit thin. And like I say, for the next week or so, I'm on the road, so I'm not sure how easy it's going to be to update that particular channel. We are going to keep on putting up daily things on Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. I always plan so that that's possible. And I hope you've enjoyed the content there. But in the meantime, why don't you give your thoughts if you have any questions, if you suggestions, really, anything like that might make the channels more useful, by all means, tell me about them. You can leave them in the comments once this is over. Yep, I will let Adrian know you say hi. Thanks, Nostradamus. And yeah, Jonathan Vince, I have noticed that. As a matter of fact, they sold out once, the signatures on the albums and CDs. They've already sold out the first lot. There's a second lot up now, at least in the U.S. And if they're not up in other parts of the world, it would surprise me if they don't eventually end up there. I bet you they're doing a lot of signing this month. We saw them doing that a little bit before the Pier 17 show while they were watching the World Cup and in various other places, I'm sure, when they're on a tour bus or what have you. Yeah, Brian, that's a good question. The Houston show from 2022, I'll look into that. There were some shows that we started and maybe for whatever reason we stopped. Maybe something big happened that took our attention off it. Maybe it just wasn't getting a very good response. That's usually a little more rare. We try to finish the shows that we start. But yeah, we'll see. Oh, there's going to be a new song on the U.S. tour. You mean in September? Wayne, that would be great and would stand to reason, actually. I wonder if it's going to be that title track that they have the teaser for. But just thought I should check in with you guys, let you know what's going on. Yeah, they're going to sell out fast, all of those signed CDs. The Warning is getting very popular, and there's only so many things that they can physically sign, So you don't want their arms to fall off. They have to play guitar and drums and all. So that's the way it goes. Definitely pick something up if you haven't. It's really cool to have one of their signatures in the house. I've got a few from various adventures, things like that. The meet and greet. I've got the lanyard. I've got a signed 21st Century Blood The Error album, I've got a signed poster inside that, and I've got a signed Keep Me Fed. I'm gonna have a signed Everything's Falling. You know, I don't generally go too crazy, but I do enjoy having those, you know, when I have the opportunity to get them. So, yes, Ellen is great too. Ellen plays bass. She's an amazing talent. There's so much talent out there, you know, and I enjoy finding these kids. They're playing instruments so well, especially considering there was a time period there that kids really weren't picking up instruments. For a while there, all the pop music was electronic. There weren't necessarily instruments that you could recognize, but that's changing, you know, so I love seeing that. Akani and signed banana peels. Okay. You know, I don't know. Can you varnish a banana peel? How do you save a banana peel that's been signed? That's my question. All right. Abby Green. Okay. I'll pay attention to that. I'll see if I can learn something about Abby Green. Yeah, Monster Scrub, good luck getting to a show. Hope it happens soon. Oh, Ultrasonic. Okay, yeah, they're a good band. They're a good band. Glad to hear that. All right, folks, I had better sign off. I'm really happy that you came along to join me on this. I'm going to put this up on Modern Rock Talk too, just as an update there, because otherwise I won't have anything for today. I don't want to leave people in the lurch. But thanks so much for joining me today. Really appreciate you taking your time to hang out here. And, you know, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. All right. I will catch up with you soon, one way or another. Again, there will still be regular uploads on Glenn and Adrian. Just not sure about Modern Rock Talk this week. We'll have to see. But I will certainly be around. Yes, sign the banana peel with a gorilla pen. Great. Thanks, Wayne. Thanks to everybody. Appreciate you. Take care of yourselves. Have a great night. And I will be seeing you soon. All right. Oh, Rush, man. Rush 101. I'll look into that. Okay. All right. Take care, folks.